DK, can it take us to a game 3? Can it make the game more exciting? Ladies and gentlemen, we shall find out. It's time to share the stream with your friends. We're walking to game 2.
And game 2, we are going to start out right here. It's going to be an exciting match. You see Mobazane down at the red side and best player starting from the blue. So we're going to be able to see an early clash near the 1 minute and 40-second mark right here. It's going to be quite tough because both teams, they're going to look to jungle fast. You have the Lancelot. You're able to take away right now. But, ooh, this time, Chicken is the one that's putting a little bit of pressure on the Retribution.
Yeah, best player forced to use that Retribution will be able to claim that purple buff in his advantage. Now, this is match point. If TOB claims victory right here, they will knock BTK down to the loser's bracket. As Dave mentioned, it will provide a little bit of pressure onto BTK as they won't have too many saving graces, and TOB will have that assurance that they will be a grand finalist.
Now, I kind of want to talk about something interesting. Chicken was able to use that figure to get out of harm's way, but a lot of people, they're trying to use the first emblem. Even on the marksman, they're going for a little bit of a defensive route. They're trying to make sure that they can get onto that late game, not take a lot of harass onto the boss side because they're quite, independent.
Ooh, knock up on the ISO. Zia on the chase, already trying to get the early kill. Mobazane kiting around, trying to deny them from taking down his ADC.
And I was talking about a red to blue red to blue buff start from Mobazane, but he chooses to opt for the opposite path. He's not trying to engage fully, and I believe that's smart. Assassin's gonna do a lot of damage, but the utility jungles, they want to farm up. They want to make sure that they could be full health and go into that objective. But top side, best player.
Rushing in onto T, dealing some damage. Thorn Rose goes out, hitting Chicken as well. But there goes that quicksand to be able to regain majority of that HP. And without Milo having a knockup outside of the penalty zone, it will give T a little bit of an easier time.
And that's got to be quite annoying for Milo right there. T can just kind of regain his health after every 15 seconds, and that's going to be pretty hard. But the turtle is already going down.
Yeah, Turtle at about 25% HP, best player in position, but Stain faster at the Retribution, claims it for the Bloodthirsty Kings. You are going to go ahead and see that Quicksand go in and the Sandstorm. T is going to get a kill, finds best player. The suppression from the Divine Judgment. Yato gets a double, takes down Super Sharp.
And Dave here predicting the future, had that TikTok play coming out from the Khalid. Able to hit 2 people and get the set coming out from Kadita. So the wombo combo is coming out from BTK. The synergy, it's really, really showing right here, Weezy. And that's what it's gonna take for BTK to get this game and try to go for game 3.
Yeah, they're definitely putting on that pressure, right? They know they need this victory to have a little bit more insurance as a grand finalist, as this is what this is, a battle for a position in the grand finals. Right now, BTK up 3-1 at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, 3 minutes in. This is kind of where some of the items, some item paths are going to be showing. Now, best player, playing that Lancelot, he's usually going to go for a little bit of offensive build, but chooses to go for kind of a Curse Helmet, Molten Essence route. Mobazane also opting to go for that, so 2 utility jungles coming out. On the other hand, we see some steel lake plates coming out from the marksman, making sure that they kind of get into that late game spot. Now here's the thing, BTK, they have to kind of look for the utility side and small engage.
Yeah, small engage over there onto Mobazane. You know, it's funny seeing Chicken going up against Shark in the roam position. You wonder who was going to be able to kind of pull it off a little earlier and create that advantage the team is looking for. And there goes the advantage from Shark, wasting no time. Best player rushing in, gets the kill, finds ISO. Heavy focus in the gold lane for the Ohio brothers.
Yeah, Shark's just a little bit too fast on the rotation. He's not really getting seen around the map quite often. Chicken, a little bit late onto the bot side, ended up getting ISO killed right there. That's a pick off a marksman off the board right there. That is going to be a very huge advantage from BTK because Arithal, gotta have a lot of items here.
Ooh, and speaking of things, Divine Judgment goes in. Yato gets a kill onto Hoon. Assist provided over there by Chicken. Super Shark very low. Hit with the Ring of Order on his way out at about 25% HP.
Yeah, and even with that pick off onto that mid side, BTK is still leading quite ahead. But here's the thing, Arithal, he needs a lot of time to scale. They have the damage, the physical damage coming out from Khalid here, but at the same time, they need Arithal to go into the late game. Best player struggling a little bit, trying to get his camp.
Ooh, Mobazane able to claim that turtle. Now possibly going to join the fight. No, he is going to turn around. Chicken on the 1v3. Yato over there may be able to help, but no, Milo will find the kill. That is now 4-3 on the scoreboard. But we were mentioning kills, right? With, on the bottom side, gold lane Zia picking up that assist and ISO falling, it is going to give him a little bit of that slight advantage, right? You mentioned Zia is one of those few marksmen that pretty much majority of the time wins his lane, and with that gold difference, may be able to give him that advantage. But now, wait, Milo turning the tables, being a lane bully against T.
Yeah, but T got that heal coming out again. Already half health. He should be able to defend this tower. Yato at a whopping 3-0-0.
You are going to see the Sandstorm and the Petrify, the knock up the rough waves. Yato, high IQ play in the turret, able to draw the kill, and now the battle on the way on the bottom side. Shark very low, Mobazane as well, trying to get out of there. Best player right on his back, doesn't connect with the Thorn Rose. You are going to see Mobazane be able to sustain the damage.
Yeah, Mobazane kind of was being a little bit tanky boy. He soaked up a lot of damage, enough for the members of BTK to kind of collapse around, and TOB chooses to disengage. That's going to be quite the best decision that they're looking for. 5 minutes in, 2K goal lead, 5-3 is going to be the scoreboard. TOB caught in the backside of the situation.
You are going to see Mobazane hit with that Tyrant's Revenge, and also, speaking of the scoreboard, 2 turtles for BTK and 1 turret, which means they have the map advantage. TOB kind of falling behind so far in the objectives. Keep in mind, this is match point. TOB 1 win away from being a grand finalist, but BTK may be able to take this to a game 3. If any team can do it, it's definitely them. I mean, it's kind of looking like a repeat of the Las Vegas finals.
Ooh, the repeat of the Las Vegas final. That was a best of 7 series, and man, no one slept that night. Everyone was just looking at that match. But here, BTK, they're still looking to hold on to their lead. We saw this in the last game, and they just weren't able to push ahead. And we actually saw it in the A77 game. Ohio Brothers, they have this weak early game, and they continue to kind of fall back early on. But the late game, it just feels like their team fight strategy, their IQ is just so good.
But wait a minute, numbers in TOB's favor. ISO by himself. Zane is going to get the turtle. Hoon will find ISO, though. That's the trade that the Ohio Brothers were looking for. You take the turtle, we take your marksman.
And Milo here, getting a little bit low. T looking to kind of close out the gap, but he does end up missing that first skill. I don't think he's going to be able to shut Milo down. TOB, ooh, actually, he grabs up that kill right there.
Yeah, and the turret on the bottom side falls. TOB able to claim that, which means now both sides are even in turrets.
And if we talk about the late game, the roam, honestly, Kaja does well at picking. He could use that flicker off cooldown along with the Divine Judgment, making sure that they can pick one off. But Super Shark on this Kufra, he's seen this matchup before. He always looks at these Kaja, and he picked that Kufra specifically to counter out that chicken. And honestly, he's doing a great job so far, getting a small siege on the top side, and both teams, low kill score.
Yeah, definitely a low kill score. But something funny is Chicken and Shark both even on KDAs, right? 0, 1, and 4. ISO will be able to claim that turret on the bottom side, which will give BTK the map advantage.
Yeah, but here's the difference though. The side of BTK, they have a 4-0 Kadita. That's gonna be hard. Zia gets hit.
Yeah, you are gonna see the battle on the way. Sandstorm going in from T, not gonna connect. Ring of order from Chicken. Zia, Shark, and Hoon fighting it against T. You're gonna see Yato getting a kill, finds Zia. Do they pull their punches? Hoon does shut down T, so that's gonna be one member falling from both sides.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Zia is the one that falls for in turn of T. That's gonna be an advantage towards BTK, but 8 minutes in, it feels like the goal lead is getting closer and closer, and this is kind of where we need BTK to step on the pedal. They need to be able to take over the jungle. They need to be aggressive and get these picks, especially with Fried Chicken. He has the flicker, so he needs to find a play, especially with ISO, and get a pick off.
Yeah, it just shows you how even both of these teams are right now, right? 2 turrets down, map pretty much a stalemate. It's going to be a battle of who could take that mid lane turret. And speaking of battles, the Thorn Rose, the execution over there from best player to negate the damage from Mobazane. That just shows you what the Lancelot can provide.
Man, he's clean, but the
huge Siren's Rage, triple knockup. Hoon finds Yato, killing spree activated. Mobazane does fall. Hoon gets a double, showing you the new buffed. Lilia gets a triple kill. What is going on? Shuts down ISO.
And look at Yato and Hoon's KDA. They're both the same once again, 5, 1, and 1. So both of these teams are actually quite focused onto the mid side and the roam. So honestly, it depends on the marksmen. And ISO sitting at a 0-3-0, he's not going to be doing that much damage.
Ooh, speaking of damage, Divine Judgment and the Sandstorm combination to shut down Hoon. A little bit of revenge for that triple kill that we seen, that TikTok play a minute ago. And now T trying to go ahead and clear this mid lane. Does not want to open up the map anymore in TOB's favor. But speaking of favor, best player able to claim the Lord and a set on the chicken on the Mobile Zane. But wait a minute, the Rough Waves goes in. The Ocean's Oddity for Yato. ISO finding Zia, takes down the ADC for the Ohio Brothers. Shark by himself may not be able to escape. T finds Milo off screen. ISO gets a kill as well. That is going to be 3 members falling for the Ohio Brothers. A full 5-man team of BTK still standing.
Yeah, Ohio Brother led with the Shark ultimate, hits 2 players onto the wall, and then Milo jumps in with the penalty zone. But here's the thing, Bloodthirsty Kings, they fought on that objective, and that is one of the rules. You don't fight after you get objective. So it's a very big mistake coming out from TOB. They have to make sure they play a little bit more disciplined. Zia, it didn't even feel like he wanted to fight, and his teammates went in, he just had to send it, and he had Yato on him the whole entire time.
Yeah, now you got to ask the question, where does BTK go from here, right? Their backs are against the wall right now. They need this victory to be able to have a secured spot as a grand finalist. If not, we're going to be seeing them fight out tomorrow to try and claim a spot up against Avalon. Now, looking at what we're seeing so far, mid lane turret has been pushed in. BTK needs to be able to take the one from TOB to open up the map, and that looks like that may be their next focus.
Yeah, TOB has a small advantage in the jungle, about 500 gold difference. He built up that War Axe into the Thunderbelt, so best player, he's looking quite sharp. But when you talk about both the marksmen, they're actually even in gold. So BTK, they still have a good chance at this, but TOB really pushing the jungle right now. They're getting a lot of pressure. And look at the map. You have Yato on the bot side, kind of just sneaking there, and TOB pushing on the far side with 4 members.
Yeah, it's definitely a game of patience so far. 11 minutes in, moving to the mid game. Zia does find his turret. Yato takes down Milo. You are going to see turrets dropping, though, on the bottom side as BTK opens up the map.
Yeah, it's hard to defend against that Kadita. Recently, they did have a change where her single target damage was slightly lowered, but they added, the AoE aspect onto her ult. Back then, basically, if there's multiple members that get hits from the ult, the damage goes down. But now with the new change, the Kadita, the Rough Waves, it's able to kind of just do the maximum damage, even with multiple members. And I feel like Yato right here, definitely getting 2 to 3 man sets each time. He's eating up that new update.
Yeah, definitely eating up the new update. And my question now is, where is the Khalid going to be impactful? The later this goes, the more burst damage is going to target him, and he may not be able to sustain himself with the quicksand. I think this is one of the downfalls of running the Khalid, especially when the map's opened up. You're going to be going up against Shark, who does have the bouncing ball for some knockups. And speaking of Shark, there goes the set. Wait a minute, Caster's Curse on the way. Best player takes him down. T does fall. ISO finds Zia. That is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. But wait a minute, ISO getting the kill, finds best player, gets the double. 2 members falling for the Ohio Brothers, now pushing into the mid lane.
That was a good set coming out from Shark right there. He was able to pick up T, which was sitting at a 4, 1, and 6. Now with T down, you had Chicken flicker into Zia right there, and with the Purify, he wasn't able to negate some of that damage, and then you had ISO coming in, so BTK having the perfect plan right there, getting onto the priority targets. Fried Chicken definitely grabbing up the right one, letting BTK have this objective for free.
Yeah, Mobazane wasting no time. Definitely will take that Lord in their advantage. Holy Crystal being picked up for some additional magic power from Yato. 14-9 so far. BTK leading in terms of kills, but they still have yet to find a way to open up the mid lane.
It's only a 2K goal lead at 13-minute, Wheezy. And that doesn't really speak the whole entire story. They have the Lord marching down onto the far side, so they could try to group up either with the Lord or against the Lord. They could send 3 to 4 members onto the top side. Maybe they could try and get onto this mid tower, but again, 13-minute Lord. This guy, it's not going to be doing too much. He may smack the tower once, but man, look at the clear from TOB. They're just on point with this defense so far.
And this is BTK's chance to open up this map, right? Luminous Lord on the bottom side, sinking the lanes. This will create the advantage, but Zia finds Yato all by himself. Didn't really have anybody to help kind of fight that battle, and that will be 1 member down for the Bloodthirsty Kings. A little bit of a slight miscalculation, and they had the Lord advantage. You are going to see best player hit with the Divine Judgment, and ISO with the heavy crossbow to shut him down. That is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Battle in the mid lane on the way, while the Lord on the bottom side still pushes through. You are going to go ahead and see Zia for the denial.
Yeah, Zia, Hoon was able to kind of just clear the waves with the black shoes, with the bombs right there, and that's kind of the power of Lilia. Right now, they changed her first skill, the little bomb skill. They have to cool down at max level. So pretty much every single time you toss that orb out, you're going to get majority of it back. And you can see the lane clear. even with the 13-minute Lord Weezy, they're able to defend mid quite well, and they even got that Kadita pickoff. So TOB, they're looking quite sharp right now.
Yeah, just slight miscalculation. Yato getting picked off kind of gave him a hard time to really capitalize on that Luminous Lord, but it looks like they still have a game plan. They were able to open up that mid lane and shut down that turret.
Yeah, 3K gold lead for the side of BTK. Still anyone's game. 15 minutes in. We got a lot of the items being built up. I could believe Carry does have the full trinity of DHS, Golden Staff into that Corrosion. And also, he has the Wind Talker, so that's going to negate a lot of damage coming out from T. But what I'm scared of is going to be Kadita. Kadita and Kaja, they have the Divine Judgment into the rough ways. That's going to be a death sentence for Zia.
Yeah, and right now, still a battle of the mid laners. Yato sitting at 6, 2, and 5. Highest kills for the Bloodthirsty King. On the other side of the table, highest kills goes to Hoon. 5, 2, and 2 on this Lilia. We mentioned how much of an impactful force he can be, especially with that pick with Lilia having the recent buff in the meta.
Yeah, the conceal play pops out, looking for Milo.
Oh, able to catch him with the Divine Judgment. The suppression, too much to handle. ISO with the monster kill takes down Milo, but are they done? Will they still push through? You are seeing TOB clear that bottom side, but look at the HP on that turret. It is hanging on by a hair.
And I thought BTK was kind of sneaking in to get some of that pokes right there, but Milo does end up falling right there. That's going to be a trade, but a lot of spells have been used. The Flicker, the Conceal, Divine Judgment, they're not going to be able to have that for this next objective. So BTK looking to slow down the pace a little bit. Zia does pop the Speedy Light Wheels. That's another utility used kind of for nothing here.
Yeah, and this is kind of looking familiar, looking similar to last game, going to the late game. But this question is, can BTK close this one out and take us to a game 3? Or will we see TOB push forward as the first named grand finalist for the NACT fall season? Now with the Lord on the way, the knockup, you are looking at the Lord at about 50% HP and Moba Zane in position for the Retribution. Same with best player.
Now these Lord dances, I'm not sure. The Lord is so low, so they're definitely going to look for full engage.
Big Divine Judgment on the best player. Has to use the Phantom Execution. Shark finds Yato. Lord still intact at about a quarter of HP. Fried Chicken immortality. Frog T takes down best player. No Retribution for the Ohio Brothers. Hoon takes down Chicken. Moba Zane with the Retribution for BTK. Super Shark finds Moba Zane for the response. Hoon takes down T. ISO by himself against the 4-man team of the Ohio Brothers. Can they close this out? They do have about 20 seconds before any members spawn back. For BTK, ISO left to defend. There goes the conceal play.
Yeah, it's a 4-for-1 trade. The Lord does go to the side of BTK, but 4-man is awake for the Ohio Brothers. ISO is the only one left to defend, and there's a lot of minions still. He needs to wait for Yato. There's a cannon right up there, and the Lord, thankfully, marching down onto the mid side, becoming the saving grace for BTK.
Very close call, but Shark rushing in for the set, the stun, the penalty zone. Hoon finds Yato. Wait a second, there are no minions though. Do they get out of this? Do they still fight? Milo shuts down ISO. Huge play, finds the marksman for BTK. An airborne knockup on the Chicken. Ring of Order goes out. Sandstorm going in from T. Chicken finds Z. Zia T finds Super Shark. Look at the base crystal. 1%. TOB officially named the first grand